Alright, so we are playing in the ATX Octazuka Showdown League. This will be week one. Kind of going over the board real quick for the draft. I ended up with the third pick overall and was able to get my number one pick, which was Mega Metagross. Uh, just a big, strong Mega, able to kind of fit some of my other needs around him, where some of the other Pokemon I felt like you either had to maybe a little bit too much or had too many weaknesses. So getting Mega Megaros was awesome. Fitting it with Volcarona with Rage Power, Flame Body, Kangaskhan in the third round for Fake Out, just big body normal type. Alcremie for a fairy type. There's not a lot of very strong fairies around, especially after the first couple rounds. So being able to get Alcremie for cheap, it's pretty nice. Pretty good special defense. Obviously has some pretty good abilities and moves. Hydreigon really fits well with Metagross. Was able to fit him in here. Dark Dragon, Steel Psychic, they kind of overlap pretty well defensively. Sceptile, was able to get Sceptile for speed, unburden, all sorts of different things I can do. I needed a grass type. Good to get grass type. I knew Feraligatr would be on the board here, so I wasn't too worried that I was going to get him. And of course, I ended up getting my boy Feraligatr for 3 points. Life Orb, Sheer Force is going to be a nightmare for a lot of people, and then different sets I can use week in, week out. But definitely Sheer Force Life Orb is going to be hitting hard for week in, week out kind of basis. Arcanine, I needed to spend some points, and it was one of the higher points left. I'm not sure how many times I'm going to be. It's a good overall mon, and I've definitely used Arcanine in the past. It's good, all sorts of it can be hit hard, it's tanky, it can support, so it's got a good variety of uses. I just don't know when it's going to be coming on a week in, week out basis, just because Volcarona is also the fire type, bringing that support. How many times am I going to need fire damage on either physical or special and not need Volcarona for that? Hisuian Decidueye for the fighting, another grass type, another ground resist here. So I got the levitate, I got a ground, I got a grass and then another grass. So I got some decent ground resist and hitting ground hard, especially since that's going to be I feel like one of the big attacking points for people trying to get Mega Megaros. I did draft Hisuian Zoroark. I also drafted Passiment. So I dropped Passiment for Hisuian Decidueye for 3 points and went up to 4 points for Decidueye. I had 1 point left over for my draft. And then Zoroark was 10 points. I dropped Zoroark and was able to get Mega Banette and Rotom Frost. Just need an additional Mega to kind of go around. Like 2 Megas is nice to have some variety. I don't have to bring Banette every week. Megaros is probably coming every week, but it allows me to have some flexibility in my lineups here. And in week one, my first match is against Margrave Productions. First pick, Bastion Legion, always a strong mon. Delphox, then Arcanine. You can see here his top 6 or so are pretty legit mons, and he's got all the semis here, and then Golurk kind of fluttered with there with Toxicroak. So he has Fake Out. He has 4 Pokemon that can use Fake Out here, and then obviously Bastion Legion, Hisuian Arcanine with Intimidate, Sylveon, one of the best, if not the best, fairy attacker outside Eternal Flow at Mega. And then Delphox, super fast. So trying to come up with a lineup that fights this, as well as Noivern for fast speed control with Tailwind. Rotom Mow with grass and electric can be kind of scary, especially like Leaf Storm into a Feraligatr or something. So I'm trying to plan for this team, and I think you have to think that at least these top 5 come, if not just pure top 6. I could see Rotom Mow potentially being dropped for Toxicroak or one of the semis, just to give a little bit faster Fake Out. 1, to have a Fake Out user, and 2, to have a fast Fake Out user. And if he did, I think you'd probably go Semi-Seer For it's weird because maybe not Semi-Seer because you already have your Mega Delphox and Hisuian Archon for fire damage, so maybe you go Semi-Pour for water. It just gives you some versatility of which one of these three to bring. They do bring a little bit different move sets, like Leech Seed. I think Semi-Seer is Yawn, Semi-Pour is something else, but Scald, can burn, stuff like that. So wouldn't be surprised to see these five plus Semi-Pour. So looking at my team, this is what I came up with. Mega Megaros, Kangaskhan, for Alligator, Volcarona, Hydreigon, and Banette Mega. His team has no resistances to Ghost, so I think Banette is actually pretty favorable here with Prankster. Swords Dance and then Rain Dance because again we talked about Arcanine and Delphox. He's got a lot of fire types, so setting up Rain Dance would be pretty nice, and then Shadow Sneak with the Swords Dance goes hard. One shots Delphox, one shots Basque Legion, so the net pretty good into this matchup. Volcarona is pretty decent outside Arcanine. The 4 times rock weakness is going to be kind of scary. So Big Bring can set up Tailwind, Rage Powder, Fiery Dance for fire moves. It's not really much factor, more of a redirector, so I can set up, Banette or, get some big attacks off of somebody else. Kangaskhan with the Fake Out, Double Edge, Facade. The Facade is because I'm bringing 4 physical attackers. Kangaskhan, Medgaros for Alligator, Banette, and none of them like Will-O-Wisp, right? None of them like to be burned, so just in case Will-O-Wisp does come, I do have at least a Facade user to take advantage of that. Meta Megaros, if Sylveon comes, I need to be able to hit it. So, even outside just Mega and Meta Megaros, Bullet Punch is still going to do pretty big damage. Psychic Fangs, and then Rock Slide. It's going to be pretty fast. So maybe some Rock Slide flinches in there. Rock Slide for Delphox if I can get a Rain Dance up. But even Arcanine's not going to like the Rock Slides. For Alligator, fits this team very well into just taking names. Arcanine times 4 weakness, even with an Intimidate, Liquidation is going to one shot, and if it doesn't, Aqua Jet is going to finish the job. Basque Legion's going to go down to the Crunch. Noivern's going to go down to Ice Punch. Delphox will go down to a Liquidation plus an Aqua Jet if I need to. Even with Burn, Liquidation's going to be taking one shots on some of these Pokemon. So, especially if I can get for Alligator, Banette, Rain Dance with Liquidation, there's a chance if there's no bulk investment that Aqua Jet takes out Delphox with a Rain Dance. So for Alligator, big boy, big strong Mon, he's definitely coming. And then Hydreigon, again, with Metagross, it's good to have Hydreigon to be around. The only thing that really threatens Hydreigon is the Sylveon. So if Sylveon cons, I just have to make sure I can position Hydreigon into a position where, I take out Sylveon first, Maybe Metagross, Hydreigon lead. The Hydreigon also goes really well into Delphox, really well into Basque Legion, really well into, Arcanine, stuff like that. The resisting of the fire, water, immune to psychic. Just a good overall mon. I'm feeling decent, but since it's the first week, I don't really know what to expect. I always get kind of nervous before games, so this isn't any different. I play a little bit later today, about 3 hours. I'm about to, as soon as we're done here, go finish making the team end game. I switched items from black leftovers to black glasses, just for the additional oomph on the Dark Pulse. And I also was using Encore here before I switched to the Swords Dance. Just because if I get burned, Swords Dance will kind of neutralize the burn at least, and then I can still be dealing some pretty big damage. Banette hit hard, that's what he's going to be here for. Banette hit hard with Rain Dance to weaken his side. And then for Alligator, hit hard. Kangaskhan hit hard. Support, but still hit hard. Support still hit hard. And then kind of do what I need to do. I don't know what I'm gonna do game one. There's a couple options: Banette for Alligator, Kangaskhan, Banette. You know, so we'll see what the 60 bring and kind of go from there. But or they bring. But catch you guys later. Delphox, Arcanine, Noivern, Bass, Rotom, and Citypour. No Sylveon. Okay. Something like that. So Delphox is gonna have a stone. Let's pay attention here. Arcanine. Noivern. Are we sashed here? So found my Silk Scarf. Choice Scarf for Arcanine and Yachi Berry. No Intimidate. See how bulky this. Okay. Rock slide. Okay, protect. Sash on Basque. Fox. Okay. Protect on Fox. Protect from Basque. Last respect. Okay, Aqua Jet. Okay, Shadow Ball. Alright, what changes next? Big damage. Okay. Yeah, game one. Alright, what changes here? What changes here? What changes here? Let's see semi-poor coming at the very beginning here. see. Delphox and Arcanine. It's probably a Shadow Ball. How much? Leftovers of Rotom. All right. Good. Leaf Storm? Electro Web. I'm okay. Crit. Arcanine? So that was a bad play for me. Got greedy. Not bad. Here comes the snarl. Okay. So can Rotom beat Kang here? We know he's got Electro Web, Volt Switch. Okay. I think I could win here now. Okay. So Will-O-Wisp. Does he have Protect? Okay. So how much damage does he do with Volt Switch? And how much do I do with Facade? Do I one-shot here, the rest of the way? Okay, so I think that means I get 2 shots here. But don't need it! Good job, Kang! Woo! Good game, good game. Whew! Alright, time to talk about the game. Week 1 for the ATX OS season. Austin Draft League, here we go. Team felt pretty good. Performed as well as I wanted or hoped for. I made some bad plays. Got greedy. Let the close combat in Hydreigon. I think at that point Hydreigon was probably one of the most important Pokemon I had left. Rotom really couldn't really hit him. Delphox couldn't really hit him. Basculegion couldn't really do anything. And then yeah, Arcanine. If I would have Aqua Jet because it was Choice Scarf, then we would have taken the Arcanine. Wouldn't have taken a close combat and probably been a little bit smoother in game two there. Game one, Banette, Swords Dance into Shadow Sneak did some pretty massive damage. Was able to get Arcanine off the board there. For Alligator was crazy good, like I expected. Just sheer force live orb. Like I didn't really get to click a lot of liquidations. I clicked liquidations once into the dragon type just because if it swapped out, I wanted to be able to get the one shot. And then Noivern was weak enough that liquidation was gonna take it. Clicked crunch once into Basculegion. I got one ice punch off into Delphox. So most of it was just Aqua Jet gaming, but it was a really powerful Aqua Jet, especially with no Intimidate drops. Bennett setting the rain up really let for Alligator kind of Aqua Jet away in game two. Just really be a menace all over the place. Didn't get to see Meta Mega Gross or Volcarona this week. I felt without Sylveon, Hydreigon was a little bit better into that matchup since there was no real fairy damage to scare him away. And then with double fire Pokemon and Basculegion Ghost type, no reason to put Metagross in there over Banette, who's just terrifying with all those Shadow Sneaks. Volcarona, same thing, just Arcanine, Choice Scarf, it was probably there just to take Volcarona. Also with Delphox not really being able to do much to stop Delphox there. There was no real reason to bring Volcarona. Kangaskhan, Silk Scarf, Facade. Woo! Thankfully, I switched. My initial build was Fake Out, counter Double Edge Protect. But then I decided that one, he didn't have all physical attackers. There were some special attackers there, and even the physical mons like Arcanine might potentially try to be a little bit more special attacking, and so I didn't really need counter unless it was for Basculegion, and then there's no reason to take wave crashes, so on purpose at least. So yeah, switching that out for Facade because I had a lot of physical damage in case he had Will-O-Wisp, which they ended up did have Will-O-Wisp on Rotom. I was able to kind of get the clutch KO there to finish game two and finish the week with 2 wins, no losses. For Alligator with the 4 KOs, that's my boy. That's my boy. We'll go ahead and go over to the sheet real quick. Match stats. We were match 5. For Alligator, had the 2 KOs in the first game, 2 KOs in the second game. He knocked himself out both times with Life Orb Recall because of the Aqua Jet. Also pretty funny, not funny, but pretty awesome that Alligator was able to survive a Basculegion Aqua Jet on such low life to finish off the Basculegion in game 2. Really kind of helped seal Kangaskhan being able to finish on a 1v1 versus Rotom. So Alligator was very clutch. If we would have gone to game 3, I think I probably would have brought the same 4 again and just played a little bit more with Hydreigon instead of be a little bit more careful with Arcanine with close combat, because I think once I get rid of Arcanine, then Hydreigon probably takes the rest of the Pokemon. No Simipour for their side. They did bring everything but Simipour. It's Simipour. I don't think it really changes that much. It would have gave them a little faster fake out, but I don't think that would have, if they would have brought Simipour instead of Rotomower, then I think for Alligator could have probably stayed in longer and just been more of a menace in game 2. So I think it was a good decision for them to switch to Rotomo, and they played really well. I think I had a pretty good advantage as far as Pokemon with the Banette for Alligator and Hydreigon threatening a lot of his Pokemon. So, and they played pretty well to get me down to 1 Pokemon both games. So kudos to them, and I'm excited to see how they play the rest of the season, and good luck to them. All right, bye.